Did you know that there's a huge problem with retirement and retirement planning that you're going to have to address if you want to rock it? Let me explain. All right, we got to have a chat here because this is important. If you're a baby boomer and you're ready to retire, I'm just going to lead with the headline. Retirement and retirement planning in the modern age is a grand experiment that nobody knows how to do. Unlike any generation in history, if you're a baby boomer, you're going to live longer, you're likely going to spend more money and be healthier and be more responsible for your financial health than any generation that has come before. And nobody knows how to do this. Nobody understands what the rules really are to rock retirement. It's been pretty easy up until now as an adult. In the accumulation stage of life, we've known what to do. We've known that we're supposed to work, and then we save, and then we invest that money, and we embrace risk to hopefully get growth, and then we keep repeating the cycle. We've understood those rules, and financial advisors, for the most part, have understood those rules as well. And if you followed them diligently, hey, you're sitting here on the verge of retirement or just in retirement with a good nest egg that you want to figure out what to do with. And during that whole time, when we understood the rules, we had an ace in our pocket that we don't have there any longer. And that is what's called human capital, the ability to earn an income. Because while you're in that accumulation stage where we got what the rules were, if we made a mistake in our lives through overspending, or we went through the Great Recession or the tech crash, we could generally earn our way out of all of these mistakes because we still had a long time frame and we were still earning money. I know myself have been able to earn my way out of a lot of financial mistakes. When you get into retirement, the entire dynamics of what you're doing changes because you go from accumulation to decumulation, which is a total game changer. And I worry. I worry that in this grand experiment that people in your situation aren't being as intentional and diligent as they need to be because they don't understand the change from the accumulation stage to the decumulation stage. And I worry from an advisor standpoint that not enough advisors appreciate the impact of the change from accumulation or decumulation or have the training to actually deal with it. That's a big problem. Nobody knows how to successfully do the decumulation stage and has defined and refined a process that can be repeated easily. Because we're trained on how to accumulate assets and help clients do that. We're not really trained on how to decumulate assets successfully. There's very little training out there. And right now I'm doing some in-depth study on decumulation, and this is stuff I've never been exposed to before. And I don't think most financial advisors have, much less you. And part of my research has been talking to, well, right now in the last 4 days, I'm talking to like 60 retirees or people that are close to retirement. And the questions they're asking is, how do I know that I'm going to be able to maintain my lifestyle? How do I know I have enough money? How do I actually do retirement? And these subjects has also told me, because many of them use advisors, when they go to their advisor who has been successful and on this journey for years, when they ask them about the decumulation stage, all of a sudden the answers get a lot more superficial. There are some key things that happen when we switch to the decumulation stage that I don't think we appreciate enough and makes this a huge problem. Number one is the savings generally stops, right? We're not earning income, so we're not saving and having this nice tailwind of assets coming onto our balance sheet. In fact, we're hitting a headwind. We're sucking money out of our investments during our retirement life cycle, which can exacerbate downside moves in the market or overspending, right? The second thing is our human capital. Our ability to earn an income diminishes or goes away. Meaning we can't really earn our way out of any mistakes. We can't earn our way out of the Great Recession by throwing more money into it. We can't earn our way out of overspending for a season and realizing that we got to fix that now. And what that does, and this is the big risk in retirement, it's not so much asset allocation and volatility. What the big risk in retirement is that the impacts of poor decisions or poor markets or mistakes, the impact is asymmetrical to the downside, meaning that it's hard to recover if something really goes awry because we don't have that human capital. That changes the dynamics, and that's probably one of the biggest things we need to understand is that, hey, we can't work our way out of this, and the impact of anything going wrong is really big. So we got to be very diligent. So my point in this discussion with you about the big problem of retirement planning is realize this is a grand experiment, that not as many people are skilled in artfully navigating decumulation as much as you think they might be. And it's all the more reason that we need to be actively noodling on how do you actually do this so we can not just survive retirement in this great experiment, but we can really rock it. And I hope you do.